Hi everyone and welcome back to another Korean lesson from Korean Studio. My name is Kim Gi-hwan. Now we've been sort of away for a while creating these longer video forms. Been involved in a sort of few other projects since the last sort of long video, so wasn't able to make these long format videos, but now I've got a bit more time on my hands, so hopefully moving forward there'll be a lot more of these videos on our YouTube channel. So to sort of kick things off again, we are going to begin with a bit of a grammar lesson, and today we're going to focus on how to use the connective ending 을 텐데, 을 텐데. Now, 을 텐데 combines two verb structures. 을 테다, which we use to talk about the speaker's intention or plan to do something in the future, with 은데, which we use to state a background information to something or to show a contrast. So when we use 을 텐데 to join two clauses, we're indicating the speaker's strong assumption of the first clause, and this strong assumption can be related to the present or future situation. And this first clause provides a background information to what the speaker is going to say in the second clause. The information in the second clause may be a suggestion or the speaker's intention to do something, but it can also contain information that contrasts the first clause. So let's take a look at an example sentence where the second clause suggests an action based on the information in the first clause. 이따가 비가 올 텐데 일찍 가요. It's going to rain later, so let's go early. 이따가 비가 올 텐데 일찍 가요. The first clause is 이따가 비가 오다, and this means it rains later. And when we add 을 텐데 and form 이따가 비가 올 텐데, this helps to form a strong assumption about the future situation, and it's similar in meaning to it's going to rain later. The second clause then states what we should do because of the strong assumption in the first clause, and this is 일찍 가요. Let's go early. So altogether, 이따가 비가 올 텐데 일찍 가요 means it's going to rain later, so let's go early. Okay, so that's the first example sentence, and let's now take a look at the second example sentence where the second clause contrasts the first clause. 엄마가 집에 있을 텐데 전화를 안 받아요. My mom must be at home, but she's not answering the phone. 엄마가 집에 있을 텐데 전화를 안 받아요. Now this time, the speaker first states a strong assumption about mother being at home in the present situation. However, the second clause contrasts this first clause because even though I believe that she's at home, she's not answering the phone. Now, at this point, we should highlight that we can add 을 텐데 to verbs and descriptive verbs. And in terms of how we add 을 텐데, if the stem ends in a vowel, then we add 리을 텐데. But if the stem ends in a 받침, as in a final consonant, then we would add 을 텐데. Okay, so let's take a look at two more example sentences. 수지는 피곤할 텐데 친구랑 극장에 갔어요. Susie must be tired, but she went to the cinema with a friend. 수지는 피곤할 텐데 친구랑 극장에 갔어요. 진수가 집에 도착했을 텐데 제가 전화해 볼게요. 진수 must have arrived home, so I'll try calling him. 진수가 집에 도착했을 텐데 제가 전화해 볼게요. In the first sentence, the second clause contrasts the first clause, as the speaker strongly assumes that Susie is tired in the present situation, but she has gone to the cinema with a friend. In the second sentence, the second clause states an action the speaker will do due to the strong assumption in the first clause. And in this sentence, we can see another feature of 을 텐데, which is that it can be used with verbs in past tense to make a strong assumption of something that was done in the past. Now, 을 텐데 can also be used as a sentence ending suffix. So we can add 요 at the end, and a sentence can end in 을 텐데요. However, this use of 을 텐데요 differs from when we use 을 텐데 to connect two clauses. So for this lesson, we'll just focus on how we use 을 텐데 to join two clauses. Okay, so today we have learnt how to use 을 텐데 to join two clauses. The first clause states a strong assumption, and the second clause can be a suggestion, an intention to do something, or contrasting information to the first clause. Okay, so that's it for today, and I look forward to seeing you soon again in another Korean lesson. Bye bye.